the PCSRA Radio Network and the Blue Hedgehog TV. We now interrupt your regular scheduled programming for the following sports special. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast, retransmission, or other dissemination, or the use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of this show without the express written consent of the Pacific Coast Sports Racing Association and the National Association of Professional Racing Leagues Incorporated is prohibited. On the PCSRA Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Welcome to the PCSRA Weekly Show's 2020 season. We're glad that you're with us to celebrate 10 years of the PCSRA, and we hope to see you every Monday and Tuesday here in the PCSRA Blue Hedgehog Studios in War Acres, Oklahoma. Today's PCSRA Weekly Show broadcast is brought to you by Budweiser, Love's Travel Stops, iHeartMedia, The Oklahoman, Newcastle Casino, Devon Energy, Sonic Drive-Ins, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecues, Harkins Theaters, and by the Oklahoma Highway Safety Office, where we encourage all of you fans that together we can end DUI. Now, in its 10th season with the call of today's PCSRA Weekly Show from the Blue Hedgehog Studios in War Acres, Oklahoma, here he is, the adorable Blue Hedgehog, the voice of the PCSRA. Here he is, Daniel Voiles.
By the way, not accepted, Cody. Hello, everybody, for the first time in almost 2 months. And welcome to the PCSRA Weekly Show, as the PCSRA Weekly Show is on the air here on 1340 The Game, 1340thegame.com, or anywhere on your mobile device on the YouTube and awesomeness. Daniel Voiles here in our PCSRA studios. I feel like it's been forever since I last were with you guys when we were recapping the Phoenix weekend. So welcome back to the Weekly Show. Yeah, it has been 2 months almost since we last did the Weekly Show, recapping Phoenix. Of course, COVID-19 has quote-unquote interfered with everything that's been going on of late. So yeah, let me first off by saying I do want to apologize. Give me a second, I want to do this real quick. I want to first of all apologize the fact that the Weekly Show has been delayed like this, with COVID-19 being an issue, with me now being out of work for almost 2 months. Yeah, not only the Weekly Show hasn't been on for 2 months almost, but I have not been at work for almost 2 months, so let that sink in. All the NASCAR events we were supposed to have already been postponed. We'll talk about all of that stuff coming up in a bit, because it's going to take us a little bit of time to get the Weekly Show back up and going. Got not accepted, Cody. Before I do that, I want to go ahead and make a few announcements while I am at it, since I am letting my panelists, should go ahead and ping them we are live. Yep, I will share the stream later. But before I do that, just a few announcements. The laptop update, Taylor got a new laptop. However, he's going to hold it off until we get a date to figure out when we're going to ship the laptop to. That's number one. Number two, since basically I've been a little bored of late. I don't know why, and I just don't know why, but it's okay. It could have been a lot better. The Newark IndyCar race, I need to go ahead and mention this, was supposed to have been up on Sunday due to the fact of, quote, the weather. Newark will have it out as soon as possible. We don't know when, but we will let you guys know on that situation. So we'll keep you up to date on that. Right now, we don't know when Newark is going to start doing Xfinity races. Probably tomorrow, but we don't know that for sure. So I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we can. And with that being said, I think that is pretty much the few other announcements and all that. As I need to post this on. So, yeah, so things have been okay for me of late, so let's go ahead and introduce the amazing people. By the way, I only gave roles to the people that are a part of the weekly show because I'll also mention about my other announcement coming up. So, joining me is Mr. Nathan Orman and Great Lakes, even though it says Isabel Lakes. Who's happy that the weekly show is back? Yay, is right. Okay, the part about me racing an F1 car is accepted, but the part about me on the second part is not accepted. The second part is not accepted. The part about me racing an F1 car is accepted. Alright. Cody. Of course, because I want to get Cody all of the chickens. Yeah. Alright, let's first of all get you caught up on the news. Of course, I do have an update for the Kyle Larson people. We'll talk about the schedule changes and all that in a little bit, so let's get right into the Kyle Larson update. According to multiple sources on JSki, Kyle Larson has completed the quote-unquote requirement program, which is the sensitive training that Larson had to do, which he has met the needed requirements. So he will be making his first start since the incident that happened in an iRacing race, which NASCAR and which Chip Ganassi Racing suspended Kyle Larson, and then NASCAR suspended him indefinitely for dropping the N-word on a Twitch stream that was caught. And then Larson ended up getting fired. This was like a month ago, so it's been a month since Kyle Larson, or a couple of months since Kyle Larson is back in the car. He will be racing this Friday night at Knoxville. So Nathan Orman, your reaction to Kyle Larson returning to the racetrack, but not in NASCAR, but at a sprint car. Yeah, good to see Casey Kane, his first race since he's been in retirement, so.
Yeah, after he retired from NASCAR.
Yep. Back 2 years ago.
Yeah, since he was,
Yeah. Larson fans, what's your reaction? We definitely want to hear your opinion about all of this. Are you excited to see Kyle Larson back at the track? How will Kyle Larson do in his first race since the incident happened? Do you think what will the fans' reaction as far as Larson's concerned? Or do you think the fans are still going to be upset with Larson and boo at him? Now, what's interesting about this whole deal is that we had this also happen at Bristol when Kurt Busch got booed by NASCAR fans for what happened with him and Jimmy Spencer. What's your take? In 2003.
Yeah, there was a fight between Spencer and Kurt Busch, which NASCAR suspended Spencer, and did not suspend Kurt Busch, and
Yep. NASCAR fans, Larson fans, you definitely need to let us know in the comments section what's your thoughts about all this. Yeah, I told Taylor that I was going to do the weekly show, and for some reason he is looking at the end of the world. Next topic. Let's get to the next topic since, yeah. I'll explain about the NASCAR logo in a second. Lately we've seen some, I'm not even going to bother to comment, Cody, because that's not nice. But anyway, right now, let's get to this second topic. While the National Series will return to the spotlight, the ARCA Menard Series remains idle. Although some of the rumored schedules that floated around last week included an ARCA event at Charlotte Motor Speedway, there was no mention of the series when NASCAR officially announced its plan to return on April 30th. Yeah. Charlotte postponed the ARCA race. No word if it will be made up or not. Should you be concerned about the ARCA race being postponed right now, Orman?
If it's canceled, then I am not surprised that it got canceled, but I'll be a little worried that the ARCA race at Charlotte might be canceled, because what would the fans do when ARCA canceled? That'll be boring, if you trust me.
Yeah, Michael self-mentioned, there are plans to return to Charlotte later in the year, likely without fans as the National Series will be, but we don't have a date as far as that is concerned. So, this is just me getting you caught up on some news and notes. Let's see here. Let me see here if I can find some more. We're not going to talk about the iRacing stuff because why not? Let's talk about the Darlington, because this has been one of the most. Some fans saying this is not a good idea. Some fans are kind of puzzled about this. This was like last week, and we, of course, this is our first show back in 2 months. NASCAR today announced it will return to racing on May 17th, which, if I look at the calendar, that is supposed to take place not this weekend, but next. We'll kick off a slate of races that includes 7 events in 3 series at 2 racetracks, Darlington Raceway and Charlotte Motor Speedway. The NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Xfinity Series, and NASCAR Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series will each host its first on-track event since mid-March. The NASCAR Cup Series will return to Darlington Raceway on Sunday, May 17th, with a 400-mile race, which is like the Darlington 400, which is 293 laps, scheduled for 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time live on Fox Deportes, MRN, and Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. What follows is a unique schedule that includes midweek races in prime time and a NASCAR Crown Jewel, the Coke 600 at Charlotte Motor Speedway, in its traditional Memorial Day weekend, home for the 60th consecutive season. So the schedule is going to be the Cup race on Sunday, Tuesday the Xfinity race. Wednesday will be Darlington Cup race 500 kilometers, then the 600, then Charlotte Xfinity race, and then the truck race on Tuesday, and then Wednesday will be 500 kilometers for the Cup Series. So, Orman, what's your take about all of this? Do you think this is a fair thing they're doing, or do you think this is kind of one of those question marks?
I think that's fair, because we were bored that NASCAR was away, but with the schedule they're doing, they will make it better for us to watch it on TV, to cheer on boredom.
Ormy is currently speeding in California. Oh, Ormy's going to kill you, Cody. Yeah, how is Ormy driving a car when he's on the weekly show, ya derp?
Yeah. And by the way, I would never get a license because for me, driving a car in traffic is stressful for me.
Yeah, and road rage.
Yeah, I would never do that.
So what this means is that, there will not be any practices qualifying for Darlington and for all of the races, with the possible exception of the 600 that is scheduled as planned. Because the 600 is a special tradition. There will be qualifying, there won't be any practice at Charlotte. So you're thinking about this, probably a green racetrack, if you know what I mean, with no rubber. So looking here at the list, last time Xfinity ran a night race at Charlotte was, I don't remember the last time the Xfinity race. I'm trying to think when's the last time Xfinity ran a night race at Charlotte. For some reason it's escaping my memory. Let me check. NASCAR